Hi everyone, I'm Susan and welcome back to another video. I hope all of you are having a good day today. For today's video, I will be drawing my life from early childhood until now. I have been looking forward to doing this for a while and I think I am finally ready to share a part of my life. So sit back, relax and enjoy my story. I was born in China. My parents were both professors in a university and worked full-time, so I used to either visit my grandparents or they came to visit me. The longest time living with my grandparents was about 2 months. They lived in a small village, so life was hard there. When I turned 2, my parents put me in daycare and that was a frightening experience. I used to get sick a lot and I have almost died twice. The second time was the most extreme and really traumatic, but that is for another story. I used to get high fevers up to 108 degrees. Whenever I had a fever, my parents were even too scared to go to sleep, so they would take turns watching me, scared that I will never wake up as they had to take me to the hospital many times. They then decided to wait another year to put me back into daycare. However, they both worked full-time and had nobody to watch me. So my cousin said she will watch me while my parents were at work and that was a big relief for them. I went back to daycare the following year and that was a better experience since I was older. When I was 4, my parents and I immigrated to Canada for a better life. As soon as we landed, I knew right away that I loved Canada and that it would be my home forever. However, after a few months, my mom had to take me back to China as she had to settle a couple of things before we moved forever, which I was so not happy about. Some time passed and we were finally on our way into Canada. Before I knew it, I started kindergarten and made new friends. It was easy to make friends at the beginning, but then I found it hard later on. In elementary, I moved 3 times and went to 3 different schools. It was like a roller coaster ride full of ups and downs, and I was often made fun of and I found it really hard to concentrate. I knew I was different, but I didn't know how I was different until high school. I constantly wanted to fit in by joining sports, but I was often picked last. However, I kept trying to fit in and eventually I made some friends. At the start of high school, it was extremely difficult, lonely, and the friends I had in elementary either went to another school or found new interests. I was very depressed and I felt like I was in a shell, not knowing how to fit in with the world, and I thought people would be better off without me. That really scared my parents, and so they decided to take me to see many doctors to see if anything was wrong. After seeing many doctors and psychologists, I got diagnosed with autism and a learning disability. However, I don't think of it like that. I think of learning differences. At first, I didn't know what those were, but then I was relieved and also a little embarrassed of what people would think of me, mostly because I didn't know how they would treat me because I didn't want people to treat me any differently. After all the experiences I had, I learned not to be embarrassed, but instead to embrace all the differences that make me special. I feel comfortable enough now to talk about it because this doesn't define me and I want to show people that no matter what obstacles you face, you will be able to overcome it, so it is important to have hope. When I was in grade 10, my teachers put me in a program called BASIS. That is where all the students with special needs would go. I didn't want that. I knew I had potential and could work hard with all the other students. I was in the program for about 2 weeks and then I just said enough. So I fought for my freedom and finally convinced them to put me back into the regular classes. I was struggling academically, and as a result of that, nobody believed that I can graduate, not even my parents. I considered dropping out of school so many times, but I still had a bit of strength to carry on. Another big struggle for me was my communication. People would make fun of me for the way I talk. Even though I have been in Canada for a long time now, I still have a strong accent and it would sometimes be hard to understand me. Therefore, I constantly practice speaking and now I speak better. I kept trying my best and working hard personally and academically, and as a result, I got on the honor roll at the end of grade 10. In grades 11 and 12, I was finally starting to fit in, was passing all my courses, and I finally graduated high school. I took a year off and then I started my early childhood education program. I was originally in the diploma program, but then I loved this program so much that I decided to pursue the degree. I knew it was gonna be hard, but I was determined. There have been many ups and downs, but I never let it slow me down. Sadly, I was supposed to graduate this year, but unfortunately, with the pandemic, I won't be able to, but hopefully I will graduate next year. Before we end this story, I can't forget about one of the most impactful and most important to me in my life. I have been in Special Olympics for almost 10 years now, and my sports are alpine skiing and track and field. I love the speed and adrenaline as it not only takes all my stresses away but helps me to connect with many different people. Because of Special Olympics, I have much more confidence and I am a much better public speaker. I used to be very shy, but now I am more outgoing. Just recently, I got appointed to the Special Olympics Board of Directors and the Leadership Council, and it feels great to have your voice heard. I have also been in the newspaper, done lots of TV interviews, in a good way of course, and I have spoken at many public events. A few of my accomplishments in Special Olympics include competing in the International Games in Austria and bringing home a bronze medal in 2017, and I got to go to Parliament Hill to meet Justin Trudeau. If it wasn't for Special Olympics, I wouldn't be who I am today and probably wouldn't be trying something new like YouTube, as it is out of my comfort zone. For winter and summer sports, there is a 4-year cycle and we have a chance to compete regionally, provincially, nationally, and internationally. One of my proudest moments was winning a gold at the 2016 National Games in Newfoundland. Also, one of my passions is traveling, so going to new places and competing in the sports I love is a dream come true. I have many more accomplishments and I would be happy to make another video showcasing it. This demonstrates that hard work really pays off. If you would like to see that, comment down below and I would be happy to make a video showcasing all my achievements and accomplishments. After I graduate from my early childhood education program, I plan to pursue my teaching certificate so I can teach elementary as I love working with children. I always believe that things happen for a reason, and this whole journey has taught me to keep fighting and to never give up. The overall message throughout my video is to never give up. It's good to be different, and as Ellen DeGeneres says, be kind to one another. Thank you for listening to my story. Please be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Bye everyone, stay safe, and see you in the next video.